All right, so I've been playing around with this whole rebrand thing, changing a bunch of stuff. I just want to kind of deliver, hopefully, some value. Maybe just you can laugh at my pain. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, I have Google Workspace, and I have one user on that account, and it's my main one. It's my Mark Szymanski, me, or M Szymanski at findatech.com. And the trouble is that some services you log in with Google with, or you can, right? Like if you go to any website, it'll say like log in with Google, log in with Microsoft, et cetera, or whatever. I hate doing that because I have had to change multiple emails in the past. And then you have to, like, if you're logged in with it, then a lot of times it's not done properly because there's like an implementation of OAuth, like on all these companies. And a lot of times, like in the past, I'm gonna give a shout out here to Calendly because they fixed it. But in the past, you had to log in with like Google or Microsoft pretty much. Like unless maybe like you would literally put in, they've changed it recently, so thank God. So I've changed it. But I like doing email and password if I can, because then you have the most amount of flexibility. If you ever change your email, you literally just put in the new email, you verify it, boom, you're done. But in the past, you would have had to literally use like Google or Microsoft or whatever, or unless it was just a random email, but most emails are going to fall under one of those two categories, right? So, the point is with Calendly, it's easy now, but like with something like HubSpot, there's no way that I can understand here to they force you almost to sign in unless there's a better way now, which I don't know what this classic login is. I mean, I guess there is email and password, but they just it's almost like dark patterns, honestly. It's like they force you into like the sign in with Google thing if they notice that it's a Google email address or something like that. Because again, I would always do this, but I didn't have that opportunity. Another one though, regardless of if these places are forcing me or not, it doesn't even matter. Some of them I had this going on. So another one is Vultr, right? And this one's ridiculous. It's like your account is managed externally using Google as your identity provider. And then you go to their docs and it says, okay, when you change it at Google, it'll automatically know and it'll automatically update. With OAuth though, there's like a sub, like I saw it somewhere in the again, I think it's in the Vultr docs. So it's right here. It's like, can I change my email address if I use OAuth? And they claim that you are going to be, if I change this over at Google, they claim that it's automatically going to update. It's automatically going to know. And the only way that's possible is like, I think a lot of times what happens when companies do this OAuth stuff, there's information flying back and forth, and they use the email address rather than like there's like an actual unique Google user ID that doesn't change obviously when you change the email address of the user if it's still the same user. So I'm going to attempt to do that right now. I'm going to attempt to change the primary domain of my account here, which I haven't talked about yet in this video, but I added Motive 11 as a secondary domain. I've done this at another time on a different account, but I've added it here. I'm going to change it to the primary. I'm going to change my actual email address, like my real email address, to the one that I want, which is mark@motive11.com. And then I'm going to make this an alias so I still get emails to there. And we're going to see what happens here because, yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting. But yeah, so we're going to just rip it and see what happens. We're going to change the primary domain. You probably shouldn't be flipping through this while you're on a YouTube video, but it is what it is. So primary domain is going to be Motive 11. I'm going to change my primary domain. We're going to pray it doesn't break anything severely. It is now the primary domain. I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to reload this. And I'm going to come down to the user information. Actually, no, I'm gonna update the user. And so I want to change this to Mark@motive11, save. Okay. And I'm going to, I didn't even read that. I probably should have read it, but look, so now it's updated here. And then the other thing I'm going to do is down here, which is interesting because oh, cool. Okay. That was weird. I think what happened here was this was actually Mark@motive11, this one here. These are all aliases. This was Mark@motive11, and I think it automatically changed it to my old alias. It might have said that in that pop-up thing, but I should add some more aliases. I'm going to add one right now, actually, just as an example. So support@motive11. Cool. There's probably a ton more that I need to add, but yeah, got a bunch there. And the problem with email addresses is technically, I mean, not like realistically, once you add an email address, once you have an email address in the world, you pretty much can never delete it. So that's like you have to have these aliases because and you can never get rid of them. So is what it is. All right, so I think that was easy enough to get rid of all this stuff. Now here's the moment of truth. Technically, if I refresh this and this changes, then that's gonna be pretty interesting. If I don't, then I'm gonna try to log out and log back in, and it might be a really bad plan. So but according to this thing, it literally says if you log in, da da da, da whatever, then you cannot manually change your email. Okay, and then this authentication method verify your identity to reflect new. Okay, change your email address with your OAuth provider settings. Vultr will automatically detect an update on your next during your next login. I'm skeptical. Let's reload. Okay, I'm skeptical. I'm gonna log out. Now, I don't have this. I would love to switch to this, but there was also no way to do that. There was no way to switch from what we saw in there. So, and again, like if in the past, this would have said, this is the first time I'm seeing Mark at motive11.com because that is what it is now, but it used to say I'm Szymanski at Find a Tech, so that's good. It worked there. Will it blend? Signing back in. Nope. See? I knew this was gonna fucking happen. I knew it was gonna happen. Unless I did something wrong, it's possible, but I knew this was gonna happen because it gets confused and then you can't do it. Like so it's just comical to me that like I guess if you're never ever ever going to change your email address, use Google or use Microsoft, but like could you imagine if this is a small problem for me because it's only I don't even really use HubSpot, but like this I need this one. Like but can you imagine if all of the shit I mean, I just smacked my microphone. I have tons of logins. Can you imagine if they were all OAuth? Man, that would absolutely suck. But anyway, I think that's gonna work. It should reflect everywhere. I'll look on my phone just really quickly to see if it's changed yet, but sometimes it takes a little bit, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's tough when when your life is fully invested into Google and then you change your shit and it's kind of wild. But the only other thing that I'll say too is if you ever have this issue, sometimes I see that like it does take a little bit of time. It like changes your avatar for a little bit or whatever. But I think on my phone it's actually looking pretty good. So I think I need to re-authenticate on my phone because it's off of where I did this. But yeah, so this is a problem, and I don't know a solution to this. This is probably going to be a ticket to support because again, this is exactly. I'm actually doing exactly what they told me. This is a good sign because it's saying you're signing back into, and I never actually signed in with this email, so it knows, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't really make sense that it would work. You know, there's I might be able to pull up just like a quick one last thing here for this OAuth situation. Yeah, so like this is what like so I was like talking to ChatGPT about this, right? And it's like this is technically your token, I guess. Like, you know, when you're kind of going back and forth with Google, like, you know, the implementation of it. And this right here, your sub, right? Like that should be whatever this number is or however this works. Like this should be what you were checking. And I didn't change my user when I just changed that primary domain and changed my email address for that user. I don't think I did. Like, why would it be? It's still the same thing. I didn't delete a user or add a user. It's still the same, you know, that should be the primary ID, you know, the unique Google user ID, right? So when you're a company and you're doing this, you should be checking based off of this, not off of this. Because this obviously could change, but this can't. So I don't know. I mean, Vultr having this as a doc, you know, seems to me like, oh, well, they know what the fuck they're doing and this is going to work. But again, didn't work right there. So I don't know. I guess I have to reach out to their support now. I have no idea what to do with the HubSpot one. But really, again, I don't even want to do this. I don't even want that to be a case. I just want to be able to go back in here. And Calendly was really nice. I was able to unlink it. Was it Whimsical was really nice. I was able to unlink it. Bunch of them were actually pretty cool. But yeah. So I don't know if you learned anything in this video. I don't know if that helped at all, but yeah, just don't do it. I honestly, to God, I would not recommend it. It just causes more problems than ever because you never know if you're gonna have to rebrand. You're gonna know if you have to add another, change your emails or anything like that. It's happened to me now in two separate businesses, um, and it's really annoying. So yeah, that's that. Don't use OAuth. Talk to you the next one.